and please take it and uh, use it for your own good, or pass it on to somebody else. But really, I just want to talk about just the struggles of life, pretty much, and you know some of the challenges I feel like we face as men, especially for me. Um, it's not easy always being a man or being a male, I should say, and um, you know, especially if you're like most black males, especially like me, coming up in a more so fatherless environment, it's kind of hard to, maneuver and move through life without feeling a little bit of emptiness or feeling a little bit of, or feeling like you don't have any guidance. Um, I know for me, I've been blessed to be on basketball teams and sports teams and stuff like that. Things that got me involved with other people and other men, especially like coaches and stuff like that, that placed a slight mentorship into my life. You know, um, I appreciate that to the fullest. But even with that, it's only so far that you can go with that. Some coaches really do go out of the hand to help the next kid or help their kid and the next kid. And for those who do that, or for the man that steps out or steps up to be the placement for the child when the original or the biological father isn't there, shout out to y'all, or to whoever fills the role or the position. That could be female, male, you know, whoever, however. If you play the role and you do a good job at it, salute to you. I appreciate you. But back to the subject as far as, just overall life. This stuff ain't easy, but it ain't hard either. It's not hard to attain the things that you want in this life, time of ours. It's not hard to achieve anything that you put your mind to. But the thing is, we have to put our mind to it. We have to put our grind to it, our heart in it. And we have to understand that everything that we do is not going to be perfect. I feel that putting the pressure on us to be perfect is the biggest mistake that we make. I'm at the age of 24 now, and I've been trying to run a business or start a business probably since 18, I would say. And it's always been my goal to, have my own business. But the journey for myself hasn't always been the best. Part of it is because I could say distractions. I've had a lot of distractions come along in my life, whether it's been, looking out for other people or dating. Dating has definitely been a big distraction for me, I feel like, in certain ways, especially if they haven't been a contribution to helping me upgrade myself or move forward within life. I feel like the girl that I date now actually has the potential to be a little bit more, because she gives the good signs, that I feel are beneficial towards me, and I feel that everything is neutral. But overall, distractions have set me back a lot of things, and some of those things I want to really get off the top of my head as far as the distractions are pretty simple, and we really don't even realize it, but they actually play the hugest role within our lives as far as what we can accomplish and why the next person is actually accomplishing that goal versus why you're still sitting or why I was still sitting and waiting. Number one is time management. A lot of times we don't manage our time well. Some of us sleep late throughout the day. Some of us, some of us don't even feel the need or the rush to get up to find something or do something. On our off days, we tend to sleep in, rest, watch TV, catch up with friends, hang out, go out, you know, and all that is fine and nothing wrong with that. But overall, you have to set a standard and hold yourself accountable to certain things. For instance, waking up in the morning, hopping on your phone, watching TV, and eating a big breakfast sounds good, but it's not necessarily the best thing for us. It's a lot of things that we could be doing more so in our time in the morning to prepare us for the day. It's like as soon as you wake up, thank God or whoever you believe in or whatever you believe in. Even if it's nothing but meditate, pray, do something other than waking up and first thing you do hopping on your phone. Truth be told, hopping on your phone is actually bad for you, especially like in the middle of the night if you're sleeping and you just randomly wake up and look at your phone. It's actually gonna mess with your sleep time, but that's a whole other conversation. But back to this, yeah. So there's plenty of things, like I said, you could do to benefit your day. Instead of waking up late, you could wake up earlier, maybe another extra hour earlier, or a couple hours earlier. Get your a new routine going. Get yourself cleaned up, clean up your house. Get your kids straight if you have kids. You know what I'm saying? Plan the day out. Do something different. But plan the day out and take the time to get up early is gonna give you an advantage. It gives me an advantage. I feel. Some of the things I do when I wake up, first thing is first. I pray. I work out. I walk my dogs. I clean up the house, and whatever else I might need to do at that moment. And I also plan throughout the rest of the day. And granted, I wake up sometimes 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning before anybody else in my house wakes up. So by the time they are actually up, I've already accomplished 2 or 3 things. They're not the biggest things or goals, but they're small little steps to set yourself ahead and apart from the rest. I noticed from when I walk my dogs around the neighborhood, the average person or people are actually out and about by 8:30ish. 8 o'clock, 8:30ish, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock for sure. But if you want to make it, especially like if you're like me and in the process of trying to achieve or gain and obtain everything that we felt that, I felt that I might have lost or you felt that you might have lost, we got to do the extra steps to do what we need to do to get better. So sleeping late, that's already off of my book, and it should be off of yours as well. You don't need to sleep late. You're not missing anything. A couple hours that you don't sleep is not going to affect you too much unless you have to work now. Now, if you're working, late nights and working 24/7, yes, get your sleep. Sleep is very important. It keeps you running, keeps your mind fresh, keeps your mind clear. But with that being said, you might have to start going to sleep a little bit earlier. Instead of sitting up playing on your phone or watching TV to late nights and trying to catch up on all the seasons, put that to the side, get you sleep, and take care of yourself first. And matter of fact, that's the best thing that I just said. Take care of yourself first. So before you cut on the TV, before you go spend crazy money on unnecessary stuff, before you waste your time arguing with your significant other or friend about nonsense, take the time to look out and take care of yourself. Handle all the things that you need to take care of. Handle your priorities first. Take care of your bills. Pay all your bills. Work extra hours. Work overtime. The reason why I'm saying work overtime is because when stuff is, especially if you're like me and don't have the amount of money and resources like some of these other people do, or might have the leisure time to do certain things. If you're like me, I don't have a car. I don't have my own crib right now. And it's kind of sad because I went from having both to none. But that's why I'm here on this conversation with you guys or whoever is listening right now. And that is to motivate you and keep you motivated, and to keep myself motivated by saying this to you, you know? But yeah, so stay focused, take care of and handle all the responsibilities and the stuff that you need to. Save your money, work extra hours so that you can save money. Because if you're like me and you know and you understand, things do happen and you might need money for a rainy day. But thing is, if you don't save enough money or have enough money, when the rainy day comes, you're going to be broke. So that's why I'm saying right now, work all the hours you can. I'm just not starting a new job, and my goal is automatically to start working hours, putting in hours. And while I'm putting in hours, start planning out businesses, business plans, extra side hustles, find you some extra money. There's plenty of ways to make money. Plenty of ways. I'm pretty sure you're gifted at something, or you know something, or or you know somebody that knows something that can teach you how to do it to make you some extra money. There's plenty of side hustles out here. There's Uber, Walmart has Spark, Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft, a second job, maybe. Or maybe just a certain skill that you might have. You might have a certain skill that makes you money, Some of you guys might cut or do hair. Might be mechanics on the side, painting, landscaping, IT. I mean, it's a whole bunch of different things. I don't know. It's just whatever you were qualified for. What are you skilled with? And for those of you who are not skilled, find a skill. It's not that hard. You can look up in your local, on Google actually, and look in your local area to find out, what kind of classes they might offer or certificates they might offer that might not take maybe like 1 to 2 weeks of training, or maybe a couple months of training to get you into the next spot or to move you forward within life, And I'm saying all this stuff because I've been holding off and holding back for a long time, and all I'm saying now is time. The time is now, Don't waste, don't hesitate, get to it. Anything that might have set you back, forget it. Keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Don't fall. You get back up, and you keep going. Don't cry. It's all right. You're going to go through some struggles. You're going to go through hard times in this life, whether you're rich or broke. Remember that. But being broke and being hurt is two different things versus being rich and hurt. At least when you're rich, you don't have to worry about the financial side. But being broke and have to worry and hurt and worry about finances is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So I'm saying this to get you guys motivated, like I said again, and to get myself motivated. Keep myself motivated. And another thing, especially if you are a man and you are struggling within life, a few things that I realized that had beneficial to me as a male, and trying to maintain a balance of working to get myself together and maintaining a balance of women or a loved one, and how can I say this? Because truth be told, some people can handle both a relationship and pulling itself together and getting itself together for life, and some people can't. If you're the type of guy that needs to focus on one thing then move to another, well, here's a couple of steps that I want to give to you. Number one, stay off of social media. We spend a lot of time on social media that we can't get back, and yeah, you might find something on there that's interesting and cool, but it's not going to benefit you. And if you notice, a lot of the times, a lot of things that we watch on social media is nothing but a repeat. We repeat the same thing over and over. You might notice one friend shared this post about Kanye West. Next post, same thing. It's pointless. It's time wasting. And I had to realize that. And I've been on, you know, um, a social media cleanse now for, I should say, maybe a week. And I can honestly say I already feel better. I don't feel, I don't know, less distracted, I should say. I don't feel, um, I don't feel the pressure of social media either, I should say, because I realize a lot of the stuff that, especially the newer generation deals with social media, is their mental clarity. And one of the things I noticed with social media, especially Instagram, is people love to show off. There's nothing wrong with that. But I believe Instagram is for that reason exactly. So therefore, if you don't really have anything, I feel, in my opinion now, if you don't have anything to really show off, or I should say promote, you really shouldn't be on Instagram or any of these platforms if you're not a content creator. Because I feel like, in my opinion, that's really what it's for. People that are trying to sell or, persuade or something like that. And of course, majority of us are consumers, so it's expected. But overall, if you're trying to get yourself together, you don't need to be a consumer. You need to be finding a way to get other consumers to consume whatever it is that you're putting out. So, with that being said, social media, it ain't the easiest task. It ain't the easiest thing to do. But when you get the chance, start practicing staying off of social media for a while. Start practicing putting your phone down for a little bit. It's not going to hurt. You're not missing out on anything. The people that you love and talk to every day, they're not going to be mad at you if you miss a couple minutes, or if you're a few minutes behind on a late text, or, But please, by all means, do not, ignore calls that are important, or family members, because, you never know the situation. But overall, just, practice saying no to the phone sometimes, and social media especially, because it's a mind game. It's a mind thing. Second, pornography and masturbation. That shit will get you fucked up, and you will not even notice or realize it. Do you know that your brain, after watching porn and masturbating, is in a worse state than actually smoking or using drugs? Porn, masturbation, sex, literally, in a way, is the strongest drug. Google it. Look up how my brain looks on porn and masturbation versus heroin, meth, and weed. And look at the damage it does to your brain. Now, for me, I've been probably watching porn since a teenager, maybe a little earlier than that. So, if you're like me, then you watch a pretty good bit of views and videos and stuff. But overall, I started realizing that it was having a negative effect on my life as far as communicating with women, interacting with my family, and just my overall mood. It was like everything I started thinking about was just sex. Everything I thought about was just sex. Fucking. Fucking. But yo, I had to stop because it wasn't getting me anywhere. I was starting to feel more and more out of place as the time went by, as years go by. And then I started realizing, after watching videos and, doing some studying on how bad porn is and stuff like that affects your brain, it started making me think back to the days when I was younger, and I was feeling like shit. It started making me think, like, was it because I was watching and doing all those things that were deteriorating my mind to make me feel that way? Like, maybe if I wasn't waking up in the morning before school to jack off and watch a quick flick, you know what I'm saying, and beat my dick, would I have been a little more attentive in school? Would I have been more successful in basketball? Would I have been a little more successful with women? Now, granted, all those things I was pretty good at, but would I have been better if I didn't do it? That's my real point of this. And to be honest with you, from the practicing and the stuff that I do now, if I would have did it as a kid and as a teenager then, I would be in a better position as an adult now. But you know, you live and you learn. So for those mistakes that I made as a kid, I put those, you know, in a little box, and I hold on to them in a way to keep me motivated, because I know who I'm becoming now. And who I'm becoming now is not the same person that I was back in high school or back 2 years ago even. But as of today, and talking to whoever today, talking to you guys today, I'm here to say, if you are a male or female and you watch pornography, stop. And I know it'd be hard because the butts be nice, titties be fat, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. But pretty faces, all that, you know? But gotta put it to the side, man. They ain't gonna benefit you. There's plenty of women in this world that can give you that same thing, that same feeling. Another thing that pornography would do to you is cause you to ruin your relationships, because you're thinking that what you were expecting to get out of that pornography life is going to transfer into your real life, and that's not the truth. See, pornography is exactly what it is entertainment. You know, they take breaks, they say cut, scene, you know, stuff like that. In real sex, you don't have all that unless you're trying to become a amateur porn star. But other than that, it's not real. Too many big expectations. And as a guy that used to watch porn, I had big expectations for the girls I had dated. You know? But as I, like I said, matured, start practicing not watching porn and abstaining from ejaculation and stuff, it helped me gain mental clarity. And it made me realize, like, yo, I was really bugging. I was really tripping when I was talking and saying this and this and that. Or I was really out of it when I was, you know, just certain things that you wouldn't recognize because you're so blinded by it. Once you start to really see what's going on, you won't really approve of it, and you start wanting to change. And that's what happened with me. So now every time I'm around, or around my boys, or I'm around the next young kid around me, or the next young adult male around me, one of the first things I tell them is, yo, I don't know what you necessarily doing, with your life, but social media, pornography, they ain't gonna, you know, it's not gonna benefit you. It ain't gonna get you to where it is, you know. It's setting you back more than anything. And in America and in the Western states, sex runs the world. Sex runs the U.S. especially with the freedom of the pornography and stuff, because in other countries it's not really allowed. But here in America, yeah, we over-sexualize on a lot of things. And it's not good. It's not. I feel like a lot of the pornography and the start of the OnlyFans has only triggered and made things worse, as far as especially for sex trafficking, and the hunt. Because one thing, and I say hunt because I'm about to explain why I say hunt. With the word hunt, when I say hunt, I mean, for the person, you got levels to certain things. So, let's say a person watches porn, right? He's watching a pornography. He's been watching it now since he's probably been in high school. And he's a 30-something-year-old man now. Now let's say he started off casual porn, you know, basic man and woman, and then as time goes by, he decides he wants to expand. Nothing wrong with that. But then let's say he starts expanding too far, and his urges and his lust for things have changed. Now over time, what was once working for him or her no longer is pleasing. Almost like how you smoke weed long enough. After one or two blunts, you might need another one. It might not be the same effect as how it was the first time, and that's the same exact thing that happens with porn. So therefore, if the person starts growing a massive or a hungry appetite for pornography and sex and seeing women in derogatory ways and all this stuff, who's to say that person might not move to real life? He might not want the on-screen attention no more. He might be in a mental state where he wants something in real life. Well, now let's say he goes out. He can't communicate or conversate with the woman because the only thing he's thinking about with the woman is what she can do with her pussy or her vagina or her, her breast or whatever, her mouth. So the conversation as far as getting to know her or, finding out about her well-being is not even in the question. So he's out hunting for sex. Now let's say he does run into somebody and they don't give him sex. Who's to say that he might not take that urge and act on it? And when I say act on it, I'm talking about rape now. And I know I've already expanded and extended from the conversation that was going on, but it's just that important. It's just that, how can I say, it's just that strong of a situation. Because I really do believe that pornography, rape, sex trafficking, all that ties and has some type of hand in with each other, regardless of how you try to, escape from it and all this and that. Now, sex itself is natural. It's a natural given thing. But it should be done in a loving, caring, and not so degrading, It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel joy and connection, real connection. You're not going to feel that from watching pornography, especially if you're a heavy user or a heavy watcher. You're not going to feel that. I'm telling you right now. I don't know you can agree or not or disagree, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to feel that type of pleasure. You're not going to feel that happiness. You're not going to never feel the void. So, just a little food for thought. Take it and mix it up however you want to. But, no. No. Number 3, drugs. And I am a weed smoker myself. And I have just recently seen in an interview how weed affects us, especially males. And females. I'm sorry for, just saying males. But I am a male and I'm talking from a male perspective on things. But overall, male and female in the situation. It affects us in ways that you wouldn't think. Whether it's estrogen levels, our testosterone levels, our mental functioning and reasoning. And I gotta say this, I am still a marijuana smoker. I haven't did any other drugs, but I do smoke weed. So this is kind of a hard little topic because, I am in the process of trying to break habits of smoking weed, but I have not stopped yet. But overall, number 3 is the drugs. The drugs. The drugs fuck us up. The drugs take our time. The drugs take our lives. The drugs take our families. The drugs take our money. The drugs can take anything they fucking want to, just about. Especially if you get on them bad enough. And that's not cool. So for those of you who are out there on drugs or struggling with drug addiction, weed addiction, if you don't want to count it as a drug, I say weed. Whatever it is, you know. We got to keep going, keep pushing towards the goal that we want. If you like me and you smoke weed but you want to stop, well, you got to do like how I am right now. I'm trying to take a break. Trying. But hey, if I keep it up and I'm consistent with it and I constantly tell myself that this is what I want, then eventually I will achieve it. And the same can go for you. If that's what you want, if you want to stop smoking weed, you want to stop drinking, you want to get off the drugs, you want to get off the crack, the coke, heroin, whatever. Seek the help that you want and need. Take it a day at a time. Breathe in and out deeply when times are really pressuring you and hard. And no matter what, don't stop. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to get results. If let's say you relapse today, well, tomorrow, or the next couple hours, don't relapse. Stick it out. And if you relapse again after that, start over again. I know it's hard. It ain't easy. It's hard. I know it is. But you can do it. I can do it. We can do it. You know? And we will do it. Eventually. But nah, real stuff. Take advantage of the moments that we're given. Especially if we are really in the stride to, do better. You want better for your family. You want better for your kids, yourself, your whoever. Take it a day at a time. Keep striving. And don't quit. Don't quit. Like I said, you relapse today, try again tomorrow. You relapse tomorrow, try again the next day. If you relapse the next day, try again the next couple hours, the next couple minutes, the next couple seconds, and keep doing it again and tell yourself you are only human. I am human. You are human. We are human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fuck it up, and we're going to keep doing it again. And restarting. And all we got to do is keep in mind the vision that we want for ourselves. To keep going. If you can't stop doing whatever you're doing cold turkey, stop it for a couple minutes. If you can stop it for a couple minutes, stop for a couple hours. If you can stop for a couple hours, stop for a couple days. If you can stop for a couple days, stop for a couple weeks. And if you can't do none of them, just practice it. Practice stopping. Practice stopping. Practice stopping. Practice stopping. And then start up again. Because it's bound to happen. A relapse is bound to happen. For those of you who are cold turkey and never went back, salute to you. You got my highest respect. You get my highest respect. And everybody else that's listening to this video should give the next person that they know the highest respect. Because it's not an easy task. It's not. It's not an easy task. It's not easy doing the right stuff. So for somebody that you know that's doing right in life, salute them, give them your honest respect, and give them their roses, because it's not easy. It's not easy being good in this life of sin. It's not. It ain't easy. If it was easy, damn, I don't think Jesus would have went through and died and did all the things he went through and did. So, like I said, take everything into stride. Or better yet, anybody in the Bible, I should say. didn't go through all the stuff that they went through for no reason, or didn't go through any of this stuff, you know, it's gonna be hard. It's supposed to be hard. But in the end, it'll be beautiful if you make it that way. And that's another thing. Life is what we make it. We cannot sit here and focus on what we didn't accomplish in life and what we didn't do. We gotta focus on what we can do and what we will do next. If we can focus on what we can and what we will do, what we didn't do won't really matter too much. If you really focus on the other things that you can and will do. And for the things that you can't do, find a way to do them. Find out how to do them. Find out who can do it. And if nobody can do it, well, might have to figure out another solution. Or better, I need to give you a better answer. But either way, another solution is the next best thing I could think of right now. Because all this is off the top and it's from the heart. So, I don't think any of you would be too upset about this conversation. Overall, I feel like it's beneficial to me and whoever. Another thing I want to mention, which is probably my number 4, is health. Take your health seriously. You only get one life. One body, one life. Do it right. There's a lot of fucked up shit out here that's in our foods and in our, our drinking and water, and it's just fucked up. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of chemicals that play mind games on us. A lot of chemicals that are used to control our minds and keep us in a simp or a needy state, I should say. You notice the average person, which is majority of us, the average, do a lot of the same stuff. Granted, it happens. It's supposed to, not too much different. But overall, you gotta kind of watch stuff like that. Like, why is everybody doing some of the same things? Like, why is there no individual, like, no standout type shit? And it's because we all are programmed and used to do and follow and live by a certain standard. But it's not the standard that we necessarily probably would choose on our own, but due to the fact of TV and persuasion, stuff like that, propaganda, and the chemicals that they use in our food, we really ain't got no choice. But if you take some of that stuff away and clear your mind, you start to see things a little bit differently. You might not want to do what everybody else was doing. You might not want to eat or think the same way that you would normally do. And you start to change up and take away some of those things that have been inhibiting us or distracting us from becoming or doing what we need to. So yes, health is very much needed. Health is very much important. And properly learning how to take care of yourself is the most important thing. You learn to take care of yourself, you can take care of the whole village. Because you could pass on knowledge to other people, and other people can pass on knowledge to other people. And from there on, everybody is good. But you have to start with you first, including myself. It has to start with me. For instance, my business that I run is actually a holistic health business. So my thing is to get people to understand and learn and embrace taking care and living life healthy naturally, using natural substances, natural herbs, natural medicines that have no effect, no extra chemicals and stuff to to suppress our minds and expand our stomachs. Real foods, real medicines, stuff that make your brain wake up for a second, make your gut thinner but healthier. You know, boost that immune system up. So this is important, you know, and for me, myself, I have to make initial steps if I want other people to follow me. If I'm fat as fuck, eating a whole bunch of other stuff and doing all that extra shit, who the fuck is really going to want to follow me unless they want to do the same thing? Who's going to follow me on a workout and I'm 500 pounds telling you that I'm a fitness coach? Nobody. Because it don't make sense. It don't add up. So therefore, if you want somebody to follow your lead, then you got to make the initial steps to become that leader. So that might mean you have to change up your diet. That might mean you have to start working out. That might mean you have to start becoming more authoritative in how you handle things. Not necessarily being an asshole, but being strong on your word or strong in your actions. You know, people can rely, being someone that somebody can rely on, instead of always having to rely on somebody else. They can rely on you. You know, and then not only that, part of being a good leader is to teach others how to lead for themselves, which is also what I was saying earlier. If you can understand and know how to control and do your health, then you can teach others. So it's the same thing. If I take the initiative steps to get myself together in my life, then I can teach and do the same thing for others, and other people will follow. So therefore, if you want to lead, you need to take the steps that you need to do to become who you want to be, so that you can lead these people down the right path. And hopefully that you lead them down the right path. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully you have good intentions. And teaching people individualism will teaching people individualism, how to take care and manage themselves, will only build a stronger following. Because you're only going to be as strong as your weakest link. So if all your links are strong and your chain is good, there's no popping, you know? It's not breaking. Nothing's going to fall. Nothing's going to fold. Your foundation is set. And that's another word, foundation. Make sure your foundation is good. Check your foundation, your mental health, your physical health, your love life, your communication skills, your financial skills. How well can you manage money? How well can you make money